Hello there, my lovelies, my hearties, my soul squad, and my sunwalkers. It's great to see you. I really do hope to get back to doing more pre-recorded vlogs and things in the future, so let's go ahead and get started. Today is kind of introducing a two-part series. I want to do a odd and ends things I've purchased for my office recently haul. This one will be about like stationery-esque, beginning of the school year on sale-esque type things. The next one's going to be on the 2 new printers and my new microphone, reviewing some techy things I've had to purchase over the last quarter out of necessity or the electronic died in the case of the mic and my normal sized printer. So let's go ahead and get on started and take a review of some things all we writers know and love. Welcome on back, everybody. So most of us are familiar that July through sometime in September, if you know to look for the after the beginning of the school started sales, you can get a lot of really well priced office stationery and things on the routine, on the regular right now for purchase and just about everywhere. I, as a K-12 teacher, did a lot of my shopping in a combination of whatever Wish, Shein, Temu type thing was popular at the time, mostly for like stickers, because it does not matter how old your students or you get, stickers are addicting. Washi tape is addicting. So I used to give out stickers all the time as incentives to my students, even seniors in high school. They would literally be like, can I retake this so I can get that sticker? Because I would get, you know, multi-packs of holographic and cartoon character, pop culture reference stickers. So if there was like, for example, a Sanrio sticker, they would vie for it because there would maybe only be 2 of that in that pack that I would put out. Maybe I had 5 or 6, but you know, I'm buying for the whole school year here. Sorry guys, I did fib to stretch certain things a full school year if it was anime, video games, and certain other pop culture type stickery things. Y'all would fight over it and they'd be gone by Christmas if I didn't. And we all know that's true. So, other than things like that, let me really look at physical stores that may have an online portal for you to also consider. Let's start out with the big box store that's blue, yellow, and white and is pretty much everywhere. Wally the World, Walmart. So I did have to kind of go there for the exact stack of Post-it notes I wanted this year. I have a ton of lower caliber sticky notes that are off-brand, left over from teaching, like a full shoebox full. So I'm not buying these for that. These are for my Kanban board. They're the super stickies for a reason. So I did get them at Walmart just because this was the color palette I was out of that I needed to replenish. And this will last me a full year now. Back in K-12, I would buy 10 of these. Or buy a full box of them together. Just because that's about what it would be. Plus a full of plain yellow as well. Because I would go through them a lot for not just me, but for the kids, right? So the other thing I did get at Wally the World this year, I caved. Last year I did not get these. Instead of using up a completely different page in my planner as a gist, get yourself together list, I'm going to try these. These were only like $2 or less. They were probably less than that or approximate too. I really want to use them just for those days when I'm like not tethered to my desk and I need to get stuff done. Keep that in mind. Those were the only 2 things I purchased as I look over my pile. Yes, from Walmart this year, which normally I blow $200 to $300 for a classroom at Walmart alone, just on spiral notebooks and stick pens and pencils, and I would spend $100 on each. Why? Because without a doubt, I'm going to have a kid who needs something to write on show up in my classroom, and I would buy that. plus then I would go to Staples and buy my own printer paper. And somehow as an author, I've made an entire case of paper that was left over from teaching before 2020 shut down my physical classroom career forever. And it's lasted me for years. So I haven't had to buy any paper. I have worked at schools, and bless you to teachers who do work in these situations where literally even the paper that's in the copier, and this is true, people don't believe me when I say this, but this is true. West Virginia teacher here, we went on strike for a reason. Many of us had to pay for our own copier paper. We had to buy our own printer paper, and our own printer ink, and they only gave us $200 to $300 a year to run a classroom on. Not happening, buddy. Not happening. So I'm very thankful that I'm not buying printer paper for the first time in a very long time. And if you are able to donate printer paper to a school, even if it's just plain white, please do so. They need it. Oh, teachers will love you. So the other place I went to was the parent company, I guess you could call it, Sam's Club, to Walmart. And I've been going there every single year for like a decade to get two specific things when they go on sale. First and foremost is my favorite gel pens. Only now, I only buy one to get through an entire year. When I ran a classroom, I went through 5 to 10 of these a year because I would do my grading with everything but the black and the red. The red ones I would give away. I didn't like to grade in red pen because red can be seen as too aggressive to some people. So I would use the other colors to mark up kids' papers. And then the black ones were just the ones that I got stuck in my hair every day to use on the regular until they passed on, until the great pen graveyard in the sky, and I would just end up using the ones that the kids would use. So I love these pens. Like, these and the Sharpie gel pens, back and forth I go, and normally Bic wins out because, though in my opinion the Sharpies glide and dry better, I like the shape of these better the worse my carpal tunnel gets, if that makes sense. The other thing I always get is, you can tell I taught, is one of these. I would go through 2 of these a marking period, so 8 to 10 of these a year in total. And it depended on if I was using my document camera a lot that year or not, because I would project stuff up onto the document camera if I'm like marking up papers with kids. If we're annotating an argumentative paper or an article together, I like to reach for these over my gel pens just because they showed up a little bit better with the graphics I had at hand, honestly. Now, the next place I'm going to talk about is a place I've talked about in a previous video I've done. I think I did a video like this circa a year ago. I'll try to hunt it down and link it somewhere. If I don't, feel free to scavenger hunt. Anyway, I go to Dollar Tree for a lot of odd and end things as a teacher. Cap erasers, like decent quality cap erasers. And even the little square rectangular-ish ones and the fun ones. Little mini pencil sharpeners, just odd and end things that I could either give to kids who really needed them, or if they got broke, so what? I also got a lot of my classroom decorations from Dollar Tree throughout the years, and you've seen a lot of them in my old sprinting space when I, a year ago almost now, was using a tapestry and I would just redecorate the tapestry. A lot of those things, a lot of things that are now hanging about my home and decorating my home, like this, I get at Dollar Tree because they're literally $1.25. These, if you are looking to start a social media space and you do not have a lot to start with, take 20 bucks and go to Dollar Tree. You will have everything you need to get started, okay? And if not, a thrift store. Fabric at Walmart, when it's on sale, you can find amazingly beautiful fabric for backdrops of different kinds. So consider that as well, because, you know, I have that author, so you want to be an authortuber course going on right now. If you want to consider consider that as part of your decorating if you would want. And don't forget to check out that course. It has about 2 classes left, and of course on the replay. Total of 6 weeks, getting you into the mindset of either bare bones basics, rebranding, and or starting your YouTube channel. So another place my husband and I go to frequently is a bargain outlet. Now this is regional to circa the PA-ish area. I don't know how much further outside of Pennsylvania, Maryland, and similar connected regions of the mid-Atlantic and bottom end of the Northeast. You get what I mean? I don't know how far this chain spreads, but it's called Ollie's Bargain Outlet, and they get discontinued items. Like some of the lights I had hanging up last year were things I bought from Ollie's that were Target Christmas lights, like their home care decoration brand, whatever, that had just been marked down and let go of because they've been sitting in a warehouse for 10, you know, not 10 years, hyperbole, but you get what I mean. They've been sitting in a warehouse, get rid of them. So if you don't mind certain things being seasons and seasons old, like Post-it notes, consider places like your bargain outlets that are, another one that comes to mind is Big Lots, is very familiar to East Coasters. They sometimes get in things like this. It will run $5+ at Walmart. This was $3.99 at Ollie's, so I scooped this up for the Cheesecake Man and I to be able to stick Post-it notes on the door. And yeah, it's even a super sticky one. So very, very, very helpful for family communication things. It is hit or miss. That's going to be the issue. My Ollie's here in Hagerstown has a completely different set of inventory than if we were to drive back up toward Cumberland, where we used to live, and go to that one an hour and a half or so away. We would find something completely different in stock. So keep in mind, some of the supply would be like a Dollar Tree visit. It's hit or miss depending on the one you go to. The other thing I like to watch Ollie's for, other than my journals I use like all the time now for different things, let me pull out one of them here. They get these Votum and a couple of different brands. I've seen Archer and Olive ones. Not this, of course, spiral, but like dot grid ones. Didn't like the design. They were very, 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 you know, teenage designed. We'll put it that way, in my opinion. Not Jenna designed, but they have ones like this, and they're just lined. Some of them have spiritual or religious quotes on them. So I think I picked up each of those for $1.50 to $2 each. Each full price they sell for like $5, $6, $7, $8. So definitely check out those journals there. But the other thing you should consider checking your bargain outlets for are really good binders. As a teacher, there are 2 brands of binders I endorse most: Avery and Office Depot Office Max. Why? They last eons. I can give these to a student athlete in middle school or high school, and they'll survive till the end of the year. So that's why I fell in love with those brands specifically. And when you can get them at the Bargain Depot store brand new, how much were you? It says $1.99 when they normally run double that. I got 2 for $1. I'm gonna grab 2. So the reason why I have more binders is I've outgrown my HB90 planner. So I need to, instead of doing 1 binder, I need to do Q3 and Q4 together, and then get ready to start printing off Q1 and Q2 whenever Sarah releases those toward the end of 2023, beginning of 2024. You see what I mean? I'm prepared for next year because I outgrew my planner this year big time. So that's part of the whole, everything's different. Reflection I've been going through. A year ago on Lionsgate, so 8/8/2022, I reached out to the universe, source, divine, God, whatever you want to label it. Not trying to cause offense, just feel my journey here a little bit. And I said, you know, I lost my firstborn child and I woke up from that surgery that I possibly shouldn't have woken up from for a reason. Why? Show me how it gets better from here. 1 year later, I opened Snowball Productions LLC, the parent company, quote unquote, the connecting fiber between everything I do now. I mean, I run this YouTube channel, I write my books, more of them are coming out, and there's so many things interconnected with what I'm doing there in the future. Plus Snowball Academy is starting. I want to start doing in-person workshops more and more. I want to grow my business. I want to keep showing up. I want the sunshine, the Leo season, to always kind of ring true. And that, for me, that kind of gives me chills because I'm a Virgo, but I'm an early September baby, Virgo, because I was born late. Had I been born when the doctor predicted I would, because they got my mom's original due date wrong, I should have been a Leo. I've always wondered if my life would have been any different. When I was younger, it was one of those what if kind of fun conversations to have when you're, you know, sitting around eating a pizza and you just got done watching a lot of Yu Yu Hakusho with your friend. And it's 2 a.m. You know, it's one of those insomniac-driven high school sugar high, can't concentrate on anything and you're kind of mumbling as you're falling asleep combos. But I came back to that same theme again in my college years. Same conversation with the same friend the night before I was getting married, mind you, because she ended up being my maid of honor. And then now it's coming up again in my life. So there's a lesson here to be learned, and I'm trying to instill that everywhere I can. To echo the 2 videos Cody and I did over the course of this summer for, in reverse, the 500 sub and the 600 sub give back and thank you videos, just let me re-echo here. A year ago, I was ready to throw in the towel. I had every reason to. I had all the shame, all the guilt, all the embarrassment, all the failures adding up as to why the journey wasn't worth it. A year later, it's different. The song can change, my fellow bards. Your story can change. Please take care of yourself so you can still be here to do it, and you're always enough to tell your story. Whoever told you otherwise, you don't need them in your circle singing with your choir. Take care of you. See you around. Bye!